Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we actually have to talk about Tesla, because Tesla has a serious problem on its hands. They're going through a recall. Here's what's going on, and consider this a PSA. But before I begin with today's news, I just want to kick it back in time a little bit, because I'm the first to admit that first things first, I'm a cybersecurity professional. I am not a self-driving car professional. I don't know much about the software that runs any kind of self-driving car, whether it's Tesla or anything else, though I can definitely test them for vulnerabilities and attempt to exploit and break into them, and I have actually done those kinds of things in the past. So I say all of that to say that back in 2022, last year, maybe 6-ish months ago, knowing that I don't know much, I saw an ad basically by a guy, his name is Dan O'Dowd, and he's running something called the Dawn Project that basically showed videos in his basically push for Congress. It showed videos of Tesla's self-driving software piloting a Tesla on a test track, and it was doing things like mowing over these fake little kids on the test track, hitting other things, all that kind of stuff. So when that first broke, literally within 24 hours, I reached out to Mr. O'Dowd and sat down with him for an interview. And I interviewed him for probably 20-30 minutes or so on this, again, not really knowing much about this stuff, but obviously he knows a lot more and he's got a pretty interesting perspective. Once that went live, for about 2 weeks straight, pretty much all the fans of Tesla that are sitting on Twitter did nothing but try to give me hell. I got called every name in the book. I was called the stupidest man on the internet, etc., etc. Tesla and Elon Musk fans are pretty hardcore apparently, but honestly, whatever. I ignore this kind of crap. It's not the first time stuff like this has happened. You can go see a video I did a few years ago on DJI drones. That really pissed off a whole bunch of drone enthusiasts. So I ignored the Tesla fanatics for a couple of weeks. They went away, blah, blah, blah. So much for being canceled. Now, I saw this news today and thought that this would be a good idea to basically give everybody a primer on, one, my history with Tesla, which I just did, and also Tesla fans. And so here we go. It seems that Dan O'Dowd of the Dawn Project may have been onto something here after all. And just truth be told, I have done other videos on Tesla, good and bad, some of which talk about, the state of California investigating Tesla on various things and claims and all of that, and this seems to reinforce it. Now, this is coming from CNBC. And here's what's going on. Tesla is voluntarily recalling 362,758 vehicles equipped with the company's experimental driver assistance software, which is being marketed as full self-driving beta, or FSD Beta, here in the United States. And that's according to a recall notice that came out this past Thursday. Now, Tesla will deliver an over-the-air software update to the cars to address this issue, according to the recall. Now, the FSD Beta system may cause crashes by allowing the affected vehicles to, quote, act unsafe around intersections, such as traveling straight through an intersection while in a turn-only lane, entering a stop sign controlled intersection without coming to a complete stop, or proceeding into an intersection during a steady yellow traffic light without due caution, end quote. That's according to the safety recall report on the website of the basically NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The FSD system may also have trouble responding appropriately, and I quote, to changes posted in speed limit, end quote. That's also according to the notice. Now, the group of affected vehicles, so heads up Tesla owners if you're watching or listening to this, include the 2016 to 2023 Model S and Model X, the 2017 to 2023 Model 3, and the 2020 to 2023 Model Y that are equipped with or pending installations of the FSD Beta software. Now, CEO Elon Musk basically and Tesla fans have objected to the use of the term recall to describe the safety defects that can be fixed with the software update over the wireless internet, meaning you don't have to drive it into a Tesla dealership to get this. They're just going to push it to your car. On Thursday, Elon Musk himself wrote on Twitter, quote, the word recall for an over-the-air software update is anachronistic and just flat wrong, exclamation point. End quote. Now, Tesla lets thousands of drivers try new and unfinished driver assistance features on public roads in the United States through the FSD Beta software. The technology does not make Tesla's cars completely autonomous, nor safe to drive without a human at the wheel, ready to brake or steer at any second, despite the brand name. Though I do have to say, on a tangent from the good reporting at CNBC, I do have to point out that we've all seen videos of people either like asleep at the wheel while the Tesla is driving them wherever it is, or at least otherwise occupied. And so people, I don't think really understand the distinctions here, in which case I'm wondering if Tesla is liable for false advertising or in some way, or people maybe think it's safe and they're still just doing this kind of thing. I don't know. But calling it FSD or full self-driving, even if it's in quote unquote beta mode, gives the people the understanding, at least those that are not keeping up with this kind of stuff, that, oh my God, my car is full self-driving. It might be in beta, but holy cow, I'm one of hundreds of thousands of people that are using this software, and not all of us are running into trees or hitting children or, whatever it is. Only Tesla drivers, though, for the record, who have the company's premium FSD driver assistance system installed in their cars can join this program. That option now costs $15,000 up front, or $200 a month, and basically the United States. Owners must obtain a high driver safety score as determined by the Tesla software that monitors their driving habits and maintain it to get that access. Meaning, if you're sitting there Dukes of Hazzarding your Tesla all over the place, the car knows this, no FSD beta for you. You've got to basically drive the limit, those kinds of things. Now, FSD Beta can best be summarized, though, as a host of new features that are not yet fully debugged. The main attraction is the, quote, auto steer on city streets, end quote, which lets Teslas navigate around complex urban environments automatically, if not imperfectly, though. Tesla has never disclosed how many people buy or subscribe to this premium FSD option. In the company's last earnings calls, Elon Musk said, quote, as of now, we've deployed full self-driving beta for city streets to roughly 400,000 customers in North America. This is a huge milestone for autonomy, as FSD Beta is the only way any consumer can actually test the latest AI-powered autonomy. And if they're recalling over 360,000 of these, Elon Musk is either one, in the ballpark of 400,000, or on an earnings call compared to this recall, over-exaggerating how many people are paying for that privilege. Now, NHTSA, the NHTSA, and Tesla Communications say that the system is something much simpler, a, quote, SAE Level 2 driver support feature that can provide steering and braking/acceleration support to the driver under certain operating limitations, end quote. Meaning, it's not going to do everything. And when I sat down with Doug DeMuro, if you're familiar with his YouTube channel, he reviews cars and has a bazillion followers in the car-loving community, and I wanted to talk to him about this. He said, it'd be great on a nice sunny day when you actually want to drive your car, but me here living in Chicago, when it's February and snowing and icy and horrible, do I really want to basically have a self-driving car do that when I have a whole bunch of experience driving in that kind of stuff, living here for as long as I have? Now, the safety recall report notes, and I quote again, the driver is responsible for the operation of the vehicle whenever the feature is engaged and must constantly supervise the feature and intervene. Example, steer, brake, or accelerate as needed to maintain safe operation of the vehicle, end quote. So, shares of Tesla fell a little more than 1% on that news and then quickly recovered. So this is actually going to be really interesting, but I think it's something that we really have to underscore. And it's something that, when I was talking with Dan O'Dowd, again, I'm not an expert at self-driving cars, or the software that runs them. I'm not developing the AI, but I can sure as heck try to hack into it. Mr. O'Dowd had, an interesting thought on this, in the sense that there are many other cars that are actually beyond that level, that SAE level 2, and so the beta test that Tesla's running could potentially be a bit more dangerous. I am not an expert. I cannot speak to whether that is true or not. But if you've got other vehicles that, let's say, are more advanced and getting certifications for more advanced levels and hardening on this, then that's one, a potential issue. And two, Tesla may actually be behind in this when you are looking at like the Fords and the GMs of the world that have been building cars for a century plus, not to mention German, Japanese, Italian, take your pick, on the country of origin. There are a zillion different car companies that have been out there for a lot longer, making these things. I don't care if it's Toyota, Subaru, or Mercedes. I mean, it's, these things are out there. So we're going to see where this goes, but this obviously is a bit of a black eye for Tesla. Their shareholders apparently didn't agree so much, but the concern, obviously, for me at least, isn't the stock price. It's to make sure that we are safe on the roads. And if we've got Tesla owners out there that say, oh, well, my car has the full self-driving option, even when it is clearly not and classified as not, we're going to see people falling asleep against the wheel. We're going to see people stumble out of the bars, get basically into the front seat, and tell the Tesla to drive them home, and they're just going to fall asleep. I mean, these are things that are important. Now, I understand that you occasionally and periodically have to touch the wheel, to make so that the Tesla knows you're awake, but that's a pretty easy thing to, one, rig, or two, if you're busy, like I'm sitting there reading a book, I could tap the wheel every other page, or something like that, and I'm totally not paying attention. So these things happen. We've seen cases of this. Obviously it's being investigated by multiple states, including the state of California, that's really taken the lead at looking at those things, and we're going to see where this goes. But obviously this is a huge thing, and that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, please attempt to stay private, and if you own a Tesla with this feature, take good care as you are letting the car drive you. Make sure you're alert, you're aware, and please don't run over children. Take care, all.